Welcome back to the kitchen. We are making something that I think is perfect for the summertime. It doesn't require a whole lot of cooking. You're going to boil your pasta, and then you can make this sauce all in one pan, and then you're going to put the pasta in the pan, and then you're going to serve it up. And for those of you who have a great tomato garden, this is an opportunity to use those fresh tomatoes. You can use whole Roma tomatoes, dice them up. What I would do is core them a little bit. But today I'm going to use, you can use cherry tomatoes, which I think work best. Also these, which I love, these little grape tomatoes, because they are so sweet and so fresh and so tender. We're going to start with whole grape tomatoes. You're going to need a little butter in a pan. I've already got that going. I've got my water boiling for my pasta. We've got a little olive oil. We've got some garlic. I've got garlic in there. I don't know if you can see that. We're going to use a little white wine. Hello, Laura. Hello, Gidra. And a little splash of lemon juice just to add some brightness to the dish, which I think you'll like. And a fair amount of basil, which I have over here as well. I've got my basil. I've got my live basil plant, which I got to pick at. So, hello, Mike. Hey, Mike, I got some Jack Daniels that you would be interested in. I'm not drinking that tonight. Tonight I'm drinking Empress 1908 vodka, because it looks like ramen and ale. It's just a pretty drink. Lori Highland is watching. Hi, Lori. I made a Tom Collins out of that. Oh, that's a nice way to start an evening. Okay. So in the summertime, we don't want to heat up the kitchen a lot. We want to cook something quick and satisfying for the whole family, and that's exactly what we're going to do. You also need one of these, which is a whole ball of Burrata. So we're going to keep that like that until we serve the dish. And this is going to go fairly quickly. Hello, Ryan. Nice to see you. This is a really great dish. I think you guys are going to like this a lot. Hi, Leslie. Come on over. I've already got some olive oil and butter. My butter's browned a little bit. That's okay. Not too worried. I put a combo of butter and olive oil in this. 25-year-old rhetoric. That's worth flying home to Roanoke for, my friend. Hello, Tish Herwig. How's the weather down in La Jolla, Tish? All right, so got my pan heated up. I put a little olive oil and butter because the butter is going to give me a little creaminess to this dish without adding any cream, but it's going to impart that. We get a little of those milk fats in there. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take our garlic and start sauteing that up. I turn my heat down just a little bit. I want to get the garlic going just a little bit. So we'll get that. And not long. I don't want to brown it. I just want to soften it up. There's no onion in this dish. You could add it if you like, certainly. I got my water boiling. I'm going to bring my water down. I've got fresh pasta. I got the buttoni fresh pasta. I got some fettuccine that we're going to throw in, so that won't take very long to cook. So I've got my garlic. I'm sauteing that. And I'm going to get my garlic just sauteed up till it's aromatic. It doesn't have to be long. And remember, this is olive oil and butter, so the garlic is going to pick up some of the color of that butter. Just don't let it get too brown, too crisp, because that makes it bitter. But it's okay. With the butter, it's going to brown up a little bit for you. Now, I would pick for this a dry Italian, like a Pinot Grigio. Right now, I've got an unoaked Chardonnay, silver Chardonnay, which we like. My friend Patricia Smith introduced us to this. My wife really loves this. We have some left over. Hello, Mark Tipton. So I'm going to use that, and I'm just going to pour that in. I put about a cup, half a cup. Let's say half a cup. I'm going to turn my heat up, and I'm going to deglaze my pan a little bit. And I'm going to let that reduce with the garlic. So now we've got olive oil, butter, garlic, and white wine. That's the beginning of something fantastic. Hello, Denise. So what I want to do is just let that wine cook off just a little bit. Got my heat at medium high, because again, we don't want to scorch our garlic and burn it. I got the salted water. It's ready to boil the pasta when I'm ready. This fresh pasta only takes a couple of minutes. So, and these are the only two pots you're going to use to make this whole dish, which is the nice part about it in the middle of summer heat. Here, it was 110 here yesterday and pretty close to that today. And I know where just about everybody is in Roanoke, Virginia, and here in California, it's just plain hot. So you don't want to spend a lot of time slaving over a stove for a summertime dinner. But the nice thing is this is going to make use of your fresh vegetables and especially those delicious ripe tomatoes. So I'm going to bring this up, return it to a simmer. You're going to be able to see that. I want you guys to bring this down just a little bit more so you can see what's going on in the pan. There we go. So we'll let that heat back up and reduce our wine just a little bit. The basil goes in near the end, and the burrata goes in when we serve it. And the burrata, what I love about putting burrata on this dish, hi Allison, is the burrata, speaking of the creaminess, we're going to get that great creaminess of the burrata. Burrata is, mozzarella that's been injected with a little bit of cream. So when you open that mozzarella shell, it just kind of oozes out into the dish, and it's really lovely and wonderful. So that goes in at the very end, and so the dish is a really nice, palate-pleasing, hot pasta, a little cold burrata. It's really nice on a summer day. I think you guys are going to like the way this finishes up. So we got our white wine and our garlic, a little butter, a little olive oil, and that's doing exactly what it's supposed to do. Then I'm going to bring in my grape or cherry tomatoes, and you can see those are nice and ripe. Hi, Colleen Ann. So we'll put those in there, just like that. And now, I'm going to turn the heat up a little bit. I want these to start blistering up and cooking. You don't have to break them up beforehand, but as they begin to blister and heat up, you're going to kind of mash them. So get an implement that you can do that with on the side of the pan. So we're going to turn the heat up for that. And this is going to make a beautiful, very nice, fresh sauce. And I love this because you're using these whole tomatoes. Hi, Rosalind. Nice to see you. You guys were having a special dinner. I just saw that. So, all right. While my tomatoes are heating up, Richard Herwig is watching. Richard, there is no red pepper in this dish, you'll be glad to know. There will be some black pepper in this dish. So cheers. Hope everybody's had a good week thus far. We're just going to blister up our cherry tomatoes. I'm using grape tomatoes. This Empress gin, really good stuff. And it's beautiful. It's not that much more expensive than some of the other gins you might like. I don't know if you're gin folks. But what I like about it is, it's about 30, 35 bucks a bottle. But you get that beautiful color. So you can make some really pretty drinks. And it's a kind of a crowd pleaser. Very good. All right. I think you can hear my tomatoes are starting to sizzle there in a little bit of wine, butter, and garlic and olive oil. So there's a richness to the sauce, but it is also nice and fresh, like an alla cecca when you're using just fresh garlic and chopped tomatoes. And you can use whole tomatoes for this. I would recommend that you use Roma tomatoes with this, and I would dice them and core them to get a little bit of the moisture out. You definitely want to reduce the amount of liquid going into this dish. So we're going to let these tomatoes start to blister up a little bit, and then I'm going to mash them up, and you can do that throughout the process. When they see, now they're getting nice and soft, and they'll just burst on you. Oh, that's nice. So we're going to let them continue to heat up a little bit, but we're getting right to the point where they're going to kind of burst on their own. See? And so it's not a traditional tomato sauce, but you're going to get that nice liquid out of those tomatoes. So I'm just going to bust them up a little bit. That's why these tools, my friend Nan Tomasco sent me these tools, and they have been very handy. A whole set of these really lovely wooden spatulas and spoons. So I'm just going to go around the bowl, the pan here. I'm getting to the point where I can boil my pasta. So I'll turn the heat back up there. Oh, that is nice. And this is an extremely simple sauce. You're not going to put a lot into this. Wear an apron because you don't want to get too much tomato stuff on you. So far, it's been a fairly neat process. But you're going to get the really great fresh flavor of these ripe, delicious. These are the grape tomatoes. Just picked them up at Gelson's just a little bit ago. My friend Liz was there. Bill Senso's wife. I'm sure Bill is around somewhere. I hope he is. Hello, Mike. Yeah, so far it hasn't done that, Mike. So I got Mike, Mike, my buddy in Roanoke, is a bourbon and whiskey aficionado. I bought some of the Jack Daniel's Bonded 100 proof. I haven't tried it yet. All right, so you can see how the tomatoes are breaking up nicely. I'm going to throw some pasta in my boiling water. La, la, la. Thought it was. There we go. I got some nice fresh fettuccine. This is only going to take a couple minutes to cook. I don't need the whole thing because it's just me tonight. Everybody else is going to have to fend for themselves. There we go. Beautiful. All right. And that we will save for another day. The dog's just got a little treat. All right. I'll turn the heat back up on that. And now I got my beautiful busted up grape tomatoes, garlic, white wine, a little butter, like that. Oh yeah. So, and it's a very pretty sauce. I'm gonna turn the heat down just a little bit. And now what we're gonna do, hello Art Vasquez from Persimmon Bistro, getting ready to take his summer break. Let's see. Just check it. Yeah, I can't wait to try that bonded stuff. All right, now we're gonna take our fresh basil. And what I like to do is just put it in leaf by leaf. You could chop it up if you want. I like the whole leaves. You're going to use a lot of it. The fresh stuff cooks down so quickly. So we're going to throw that in there. It's so aromatic, so fragrant. Like that. Grab some more. This dish just smells like summertime in a garden. And I love that. We used to grow, my dad was a big one for growing some steamed clams. David, you want some vongole in the sauce? We could do that. My dad was a big one for growing tomatoes. We used to, when I lived in Virginia, I would plant tomatoes. I lived in Roanoke, Virginia, so I was up closer to the mountains. And Dad and I would always race to see who would get the first fruit of the season. He usually won because he was up in Charlottesville and was a little warmer there. But one year I got a jump start from one of my buddies who worked at the Roanoke market. And Dad never forgave me because he considered that cheating. And I suppose it was. All right. Come on back down here to the pan. You guys can see what's going on. It's looking delicious. Look at that. We've got our basil in there. Stir that in. It's going to wilt up nicely. Oops, I just splashed. All right. Now, one of the things I want to do with this sauce, I got my tomatoes, they're all busted up. Just like that. Let me get my tongs out, work on my pasta here for a second. Now this is fresh pasta, so it doesn't take as long to cook. But what I am going to do is grab my measuring cup and scoop out about a cup of pasta water, pour it into my sauce, like that. So use the pasta water because it's going to preserve the starches that you're cooking out of the pasta, right? Which is what you want to do. Oh, this is already looking just about a perfect al dente. I'm going to let that go another minute or two. So now we've got our sauce, and again, it is butter, white wine, olive oil, garlic, grape tomatoes that you blister and pop, and some fresh basil. And look how gorgeous that is. It is just an absolute beautiful color. I wish you guys could smell this. It's really. So, and then I added in a little pasta water just to make the sauce so it goes a little farther. I'm gonna stir up my pasta. Guinness, are you waiting for pasta tonight? Pardon me. I think Guinness would like to try some. All right, so now I've got my fresh pasta. It's okay if it's got a little liquid with it because kill the heat there. I'm gonna throw my pasta right in with my sauce, all right? So I've got a little linguine tonight. Okay, I don't wanna waste any of it. Like that. One more noodle in there. Well, let's drain it a little bit. There we go. All right, now I'm just gonna mix all of that in. all of that goodness. There we go. Get those tomatoes swirled around. The pasta sauce, I'm splashing it. I'm gonna let that cook down just a little bit, but not much. The pasta sauce already has a little bit of that starch in it, right? So it's gonna help our sauce cling to our noodles, which is the goal here, right? And I'm gonna grab my serving bowl. While that's cooking now, I'm just gonna add a little splash, just a little tiny splash of our lemon juice. Just like that, not a lot. It's just gonna brighten up the sauce. In addition, while the pasta's in there, I don't wanna overcook the pasta, but a little salt. Let me bring you back down there. Hi, Brenda. I've already salted the pasta, so I don't need to go crazy. And a little black pepper. Maybe a little more black pepper. There we go. Beautiful colors. And when we add our burrata, it's the colors of the Italian flag. Oh, now that just looks fantastic. I want to reduce that sauce just a little bit more, but not a lot. Okay, we're just about ready to serve that up. I get my tomatoes with their nice pulpiness there. Get those right on top. Beautiful. All right, now let's serve it up. All right, just put a little splash of lemon juice in there just to brighten it up. The citrus will bring out all the other flavors. Just a little bit of acidity. Go along with the acidity of the tomatoes. The sweetness of the garlic. All right, now we got to get that out of there. Just like that. Made a little bit of a mess, but not too much. Turn down my heat. I want to grab some of that goodness. Oh yeah, my tomatoes, my basil. You can see the garlic in there. All right. That's how quick that sauce is, guys. We're just about done. We'll come on over here, and I want you to see the last step. First, because I take a little pride in how the appearance is, we're gonna clean off that bowl a little bit. Can't, I wouldn't serve it. Wouldn't take it out to somebody like that, right? All right, put a couple of leaves of fresh basil. All right, you guys got that? And now what we're going to do, where's my knife? I had it. There it is. I'm gonna cut into this beautiful burrata. Just open it up a little bit. And then you can use your hands, it's okay. We're gonna put little dollops of our fresh burrata right on top of the pasta. All right? Get a little bit of the shell of the burrata, but get that creamy interior. Look at that. Oh, it's so good. I love burrata. It's one of my favorite things. I'll cut that up just a little bit more. So I get the, a little bit of that firm mozzarella outer shell, but I get that creaminess of the burrata, which is what we're looking for. And it balances our dish so beautifully. Just put it in there. All right, kids. That is our fresh summertime pasta made with very simple ingredients, some fresh cherry or grape tomatoes, a little garlic, a little butter, a little white wine, olive oil, splash lemon juice, and whatever pasta of your choosing. And you finish with the basil just before you finish cooking, and then you maybe throw a few more leaves on it. Burrata is mozzarella, but it's been basically injected with cream so that the center of it remains, it's not quite a liquid, but it's just that beautiful creaminess that you're seeing. So it flows out of the shell of the cheese, and it's just, so I think this requires some tasting. All right, let's give it a whirl and see if we've made something palatable. Burrata is available. Most stores carry it right next to your fresh mozzarella. It's just a beautiful mozzarella with a creamy center in it, and you're going to love it. The dish is beautiful. The flavors are fantastic. All right, let's manja here. I'm telling you guys, I want to show it to you again. It's just such a pretty dish. Literally the colors of the Italian flag. All very simple ingredients. If you've got a garden, maybe you're growing a little bit of your own basil, you're growing your own tomatoes, this is the perfect time of year to use them in a dish like this. Maybe you've got a lemon tree out in the backyard and get your own fresh lemon juice. It's a fantastic dish. I will post the full recipe. It's really not difficult at all. It takes, how long were we at? Half an hour, 20 minutes. You got dinner ready for everybody. It's a really fantastic dish for the summertime because you get to use all of those wonderful summer flavors. Okay, all right, Jim, you and Lori try it and let me know how it works out. I will post this to my YouTube channel as well, which is Patrick Evans in the Kitchen. If there's a recipe that you would like me to try out, drop me a line. I'm always happy to experiment here in the kitchen. It's always a lot of fun. All right, let me find my cocktail. You guys have a great rest of your evening, a great rest of your week. Italian sausage, you can add protein to that. You can add a chicken or Italian sausage if you like. A lot of times in the summer, we're all trying to maybe eat a little lighter. It's just so hot, you don't want to eat a big meal. But you can throw a lot of different things in that dish. Like I said, I didn't put any onion here, but if you wanted to slice up a little fresh onion and put it in that dish, it would be great. I prefer it without because the onion can overpower these fresh flavors. But again, when I offer these recipes, these are not instructions, these are merely suggestions. They are yours to take with and make your own and enjoy with your family. Cheers, guys. Have a great rest of the week. Have a great night. Stay safe, be well, and thank you very much for joining me here in the kitchen. Manja.